So enormous amounts of energy can be stored in chemical bonds. Perhaps the most graphic illustration of this is seen in certain molecular substances used in explosives. Our discussion of bond enthalpies allows us to examine more closely some of the properties of such explosive substances. A useful explosive must decompose very exothermically, have gaseous products, so there's a tremendous amount of gas pressure, decompose rapidly, and be stable enough that it can be detonated predictably. The combination of the first three effects leads to the violent evolution of heat and gases. So many common explosives are organic molecules that contain nitro NO2 or nitrate NO3 groups. The Lewis structure of two of the most familiar explosives, nitroglycerin, right here, and trinitrotoluene, also known as TNT, are right here. You can see two of them right here, and you notice that there's a lot of double bonds right here, double bonds right here in the NO groups, and those, of course, have a whole bunch of energy associated with them. Nitroglycerin is a pale yellow liquid. It's highly shock sensitive. Merely shaking the liquid can cause it to explosively decompose into nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and water gases. The large bond enthalpies make the reaction enormously exothermic. Nitroglycerin is an exceptionally unstable explosive because it is nearly perfect explosive balance. No other reagent, such as oxygen, is needed for the explosive to decompose. So notice it just goes boom and changes into all of those pieces. Because nitroglycerin is so unstable, it's difficult to use as a controllable explosive. The Swedish inventor Alfred Nobel found that mixing nitroglycerin with an absorbent material, such as cellulose, gives a solid explosive known as dynamite that's much safer than liquid nitroglycerin. By many accounts, Nobel's discovery that nitroglycerin could be made more stable by absorbing it onto cellulose was an accident, but the discovery made Nobel a wealthy man. Although he had invented the most powerful military explosive to date, he strongly supported international peace movements, and his will stated that his fortune be used to establish prizes awarding those who have conferred the greatest benefit to mankind, including the promotion of peace and fraternity between nations. The Nobel Prize is probably the most coveted award that a scientist, writer, or peace advocate can receive. Notice he was in the 1800s, and the Nobel Prize came about soon after his death, and therefore has been around more than 100 years.